the vice presidential candidate for the Republicans, is insulting women who own cats, has a weird view of America, honestly. On the other side, they're just weird. I mean, they really are.
I don't think Kamala Harris is going to pick anyone as weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
Here's the thing, folks. There are arguments that can be made to vote for Democrats in 2024 in a free society. I don't agree with the arguments. I think they all pretty much suck. And here's the silent truth. The Democrats, they know those arguments suck, which is why they rarely make the case on facts, just emotions. But hey, if it's weird not to want children chemically castrated or taught about the mechanics of sex before they know how to spell the word, well, I guess just call me weird. If it is weird to want citizenship in America to mean something, to not want our sovereignty debased by 8 million people flooding our southern border illegally because our leaders told them to do so, call me weird. If it is weird to ask politicians not to print so much money on wasteful spending that our retirement plans become useless, well, I guess count me in for Team Weird. And if it is weird to believe that the Chinese Communist Party should be held accountable for flooding our streets with enough fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child that calls this nation home every single month, count me in. It's weird to consider creating conditions that will inevitably lead to the next 9/11 after we made a promise never to forget. Well, give me that scarlet letter. Let me be first in line. Let weird be the new home of those who crave normalcy and dignity and are simply tired of being lectured by the left about moral standards, all while they demonstrate they have no damn standards at all. And this is why their consternation about President Trump's critique of Kamala Harris's racial background rings so hollow for so many. Because the truth is, they have no problem denigrating black people when those black people choose not to bend the knee to the whims of the political left. A left-wing movement that labeled Larry Elder and Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears the new black faces of white supremacy. A Democratic Party currently led by a man in Joe Biden who joined the Senate eating lunch with Southern segregationists in the Senate, left the Senate eulogizing former Klansmen, and then entered the White House by professing that if black people didn't vote for him, they weren't black.
He's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
And so welcome to the new normal, a place where the left wins votes not on the issues, but by pitting neighbor against neighbor and slandering anybody who doesn't agree with them, where hatred in polite society has been normalized and race shaming is just par for the course, as long as it's done in the name of electing Democrats.
I just gotta say it. Given the just stratospheric entrance of Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential campaign, and she has now secured enough delegates to become the nominee, you're gonna look real crazy being on the other side of that line, particularly as a person of color, but really as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture. You're gonna look real weird and real lonely on that side.
That's right, folks. Weird is the new, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Doesn't matter that inflation is outpacing wages since Joe Biden took the oath of office, or that the Dow is down 1,000 points today. Don't be a Karen. Vote for Kamala. Doesn't matter that black unemployment reached record lows underneath Donald J. Trump. Don't be an Uncle Tom. Vote for Kamala. Vote for Kamala out of black racial solidarity without her ever having to commit to doing a single thing for black people. Vote for Kamala out of racial guilt of yesterday, all while Democrats insist they simply want an American future that can be unburdened by the America that has been. Yeah, that sounds real nice. Leave the guilt and the pain of yesterday behind. Right after we finish using the guilt and pain of yesterday to force you to vote for us today. But as that old proverb goes, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? Well, I think Americans should not bend the knee to a woman nobody voted for, nominated by a political party that hates anybody who disagrees with them. I like secure borders. I like an economy that isn't in recession. I like knowing there isn't a terrorist living next door. I like knowing that children belong to the purview of their parents, not the government. I guess just call me weird.